Be honest. How many times have you opened Instagram, TikTok, or YouTube today? Don't lie. Once? Twice? Or did you lose count before breakfast? Social media isn't just a tool anymore. It's shaping how we think, how we feel, and how we see the world. From attention, to self-image, to decision-making, it's like our brains have been quietly rewired by likes, comments, and the endless scroll. So today on BrainSpark, we're breaking down how social media actually changes the way we think. And fair warning, by the end, you might see that little glowing screen in your hand a bit differently. Once upon a time, people could sit, read a book, and focus for hours. Now, if a TikTok doesn't hook us in 3 seconds, swipe. Next. Gone. Our attention span has dropped big time. Some studies even say it's shorter than a goldfish's. Social media has trained our brains to crave quick hits of novelty, fast, flashy, and never-ending. That's why long lectures feel like torture now, and why so many of us watch YouTube at 1.5x speed. Our minds are literally adapting to a world built on scroll, scroll, scroll. Let's talk chemistry, brain chemistry. Every like, comment, or notification, boom, a tiny dopamine hit. That's the brain's reward chemical, the same one that used to motivate us to hunt, eat, and survive. Now it's more like, someone liked my post. Dopamine. The catch? Our brains love unpredictability. We never know when the next notification will come, so we keep checking over and over. That's why just a quick check can turn into a 2-hour deep dive into your old posts and random vacation photos. Here's where it gets tricky. Social media isn't reality. It's a highlight reel. People post their best moments, not the bad days, not the tears, not the boring stuff. Vacations, glow-ups, perfect lighting, perfect smiles. And when you scroll through that, it's easy to start comparing. We judge our real lives against someone else's filtered version. Someone buys a car, yours suddenly feels old. Someone posts a couple photo. Your single life suddenly feels like a problem. But it's not fair, because we're comparing our behind the scenes with someone else's showreel. Social media doesn't just affect how we see ourselves, it shapes how we see everything. The algorithms feed us what we already like. Click on one cat video, and suddenly, cats everywhere. Click on one opinion piece, and boom, your whole feed starts agreeing with it. That's how echo chambers form, digital bubbles, where we only see ideas that match ours. And inside those bubbles, our opinions grow louder, stronger, more extreme. That's why online debates feel less like conversations and more like shouting across parallel universes. Remember when we actually had to memorize phone numbers? Yeah, me neither. Now our brains outsource everything to Google. Why store information when you can just search it? Social media floods us with data, facts, memes, opinions, and instead of deep learning, we just absorb little fragments. Like, oh yeah, I think I read about that somewhere. And then there's attention residue when your mind is still half stuck on what you just saw online. That's why after scrolling for an hour, focusing on anything else feels impossible. Then comes FOMO, the monster social media created and keeps feeding. You see your friends hanging out without you? Ouch. Someone's in Paris while you're stuck at work. Double ouch. FOMO messes with our choices. We say yes to things we don't want, just so we don't miss out. We obsess over trends, memes, even opportunities, not because we care, but because we're scared to be left behind. And half the time, we don't even enjoy the moment. We're too busy recording it for later. It's like living for the replay instead of the real experience. For many people, social media becomes a mirror for self-worth. Your posts, your followers, your likes, they start defining who you are. You stop asking, do I like this picture, and start asking, will other people like this picture? Our self-image gets filtered through external approval, and when the likes don't roll in, it stings. It shouldn't, but our brains don't see it that way. We've basically handed the internet a remote control to our self-esteem. But hey, let's be fair. Social media isn't all doom and gloom. It connects us across the world. It exposes us to new ideas, new cultures, and new ways of thinking. It gives people a voice who might never have had one before. It builds communities, from artists and gamers to people who just love sharing their breakfast. The real challenge is balance. Social media isn't evil. It's a tool. And like any tool, it can build something great or break something valuable, depending on how we use it. So how do we stop it from controlling us? Start simple. Set limits. No more 3 a.m. scroll marathons. Curate your feed. Unfollow what drains you. Follow what inspires you. Take digital detoxes. A weekend offline feels weird, but refreshing. Be mindful. Ask yourself why you're opening the app. Bored? Lonely? Avoiding work? And most importantly, focus on real life, real people, real moments, because that's where your mind actually belongs. Social media has changed how we think. That's true. But the good news? Our brains are flexible. We can rewire them. So next time you catch yourself doom scrolling, remember, you're not powerless. You can choose how you use social media instead of letting it use you. And hey, since we're already talking about it, if you enjoyed this video, hit that like button and subscribe to BrainSpark. See? At least I'm self-aware.